So I know that this is the kind of thing that this show is going for, but this shit is pretty messed up. American Horror Story, Coven, episode review for The Dead. And last week I didn't get a review out, and I apologize for that. The way the schedule worked out, it was just impossible for me to get time to make another video last week. So I had to cut one out, and it had to be American Horror Story just because it comes on later in the week. But I'm back with one this week, so let's get to it. I really liked the opening scene with Kyle and his friends getting those tattoos. I thought at first it was just to show how he had dreams for his life and he wanted to be somebody, and then it was tragically cut short. But then it got even more tragic and messed up when they cut to the present and showed that even though he didn't want a tattoo, now he's covered in the tattoos of his friends because he is their body parts. They are him now. Pretty messed up stuff. I liked it. Okay, so let's talk about Madison. She is back, and I really liked her monologue talking about why she lived her life the way she did before she died, and she was trying so hard not to feel anything, do whatever she could, drugs, pills, booze, sex, and now she would give anything to feel some kind of pain, because now she really does feel nothing at all. And she finds that in Kyle, and she somehow convinces this Frankenstein thing that can barely form any kind of sentence whatsoever or process normal thoughts, convince him to go through the motions of having sex with her. And then Zoe finds the two of them having weird zombie reincarnated and Frankenstein sex together. So totally messed up. But even more messed up and unexpected than that was the random threesome that happened at the end, which included Zoe. Because somehow her killer vagina, it doesn't kill Kyle for some reason. The three-way at the end was just weird, and I just don't know where they're going with that. And it kind of felt like another bad decision by Zoe. And also a waste of talent by having the actor who plays Kyle do so little this season, when he's capable of so much more, as I've seen with past seasons. I feel like they're just wasting his talent. All right, so now let's talk about Zoe. At the very beginning, it looked like she was gonna kill Kyle at first, but then she gets in close enough, and he takes the gun from her. And then she does a switchback when he's gonna use it on himself. She starts freaking out, no, and takes the gun away. I mean, it's this kind of stuff that makes it hard for me to get behind Zoe as a character, because she does stupid things like get in close enough to the thing you want to kill so that he takes the gun from her. And like releasing the Axeman ghost onto the world. And all kinds of other stupid shit that she's done so far this season. And then after Cordelia sees what happened to Madison by touching Madison, she tells Zoe, and they start coming up with a plan to kill Fiona. Which I guess the first step was apparently to get Spaulding to confess the truth and then to kill him. I'm not sure. The show did not really specify if Zoe performed that act on her own or if Cordelia ordered her to do that or helped her plan it out. And the other story we had this week was Queenie and LaLaurie. At one point, they were actually bonding over food. Fast food, to be exact. And I really liked that scene at the fast food restaurant. I didn't expect the arcs the characters were taking when they first started to end up in this kind of a position in this episode. It was fun to see. Of course, then Queenie digs just a little bit into LaLaurie's ridiculously awful past and finds out that she murdered a baby and used his blood in her youth potion/concoction. And then Queenie's like, well, that's enough of that, and she hands LaLaurie over to Marie and the Voodoo Clan. And you know, I can't really blame her. That is some terrible, awful stuff that LaLaurie did in the past, and it's just hard for me to sympathize with her. Let's talk about Fiona and the Axeman, the other part of this episode. A lot of parts of this episode. I thought at the end of last week's episode that he was there to kill her, but turns out he's in love with her. And I didn't see that coming, but it was pretty obvious from the beginning, and then she tries hard to fight it, but after even finding out that he's a ghost and he's already killed somebody, she goes back for more. I really like the actor who plays the Axeman. I don't have his name in front of me right now, but he really seems like he's having a lot of fun in the role, and it comes through a lot in his performance. It's pretty fun to watch. And it was cool to see that he also protected Fiona as a child. I thought that was pretty neat. And I also liked how nonchalant Fiona was about bringing up the topic of conversation of the dead body in the bathtub the morning after their jazzy sex romp. Okay, so the part I disliked about this episode was that threesome at the end. And, I never thought I heard myself say that, but that threesome just seemed weird and kind of a little bit out of place. And another bad decision by Zoe, who's supposed to be the character I think we're supposed to be rooting for the most. Now, the part I liked the most was the scene between Zoe and Spaulding. This was Zoe doing something positive. Seeing her do the magic on that tongue and then put it back in Spaulding's mouth, it was gross, but it was cool and it was fun to watch. It was also fun to see Spaulding be forced to tell the truth while he was trying so hard to fight it, but he was under that spell, so just his reactions were pretty cool. And then Zoe killing Spaulding at the end, that was unexpected. I did not see that coming. Alright, so overall, I'm going to give this episode a B-. It was an alright episode, but there were a lot of parts, a lot of moving parts in this episode going back and forth between a bunch of different characters. Just about every main character on the show, even Cordelia's husband, made a couple of seconds appearance there. But there's some gaps and oversights that are kind of hard not to talk about. Like last episode, first in the kitchen in this episode, Lala Ree could hear Queenie making some food or something, so she goes down to check it out. And there was barely any noise in this episode, but last episode you had the Axeman chasing after Cordelia in her bedroom, and she was screaming her brains out, and Lala Ree didn't hear a freaking thing, so what's up with that? There's barely any authority at the school anymore, and they just, the witches keep sneaking people in. I mean, you have Misty Day, you have Kyle. Okay, that's it. JB Squared, 6/12/79 with an episode review for American Horror Story, Coven. And I will see you guys next time.